That's all I've been hearing. That might be why God said we're gonna be in the sex round for a minute. I'm starting to realize now, if it is an intuition, inheritance. It's a design program, and it's got these design affairs in them, and it must be ruthless. It explained though why my grandparents acted the way they acted. 'Cause my grandparents acted different, bro. My grandparents acted real different. They acted like they had the relationship they had with each other was different, but it was the relationship they had with each other was different, but it was it was good, but it was like, let's say they had to go through an inheritance thing. It was like they went through so much. It was like, from what I understand about inheritance, they got a cartoon. I saw it on Bugs Bunny, bro. I think it was Bugs Bunny. They had to make this dude. They said, we're gonna give you $1 billion. But Bugs Bunny came into his house and made his house a living hell, bro. And it said the whole time, you can't act up. You can't act up. So, and that's a cartoon. So you bring it in reality. So you know it's gonna bother you in a more realistic way, like lovers and stuff like that. Thank God I ain't got one. But the lover that was supposed to be, it's like it's like the inheritance got these programs in them, and it's like for a relationship for lovers, it's like a plan. Darn, I just said it. Affair. It's like a plan affair. Which I know y'all like, well, you ain't with nobody. It's like an inheritance when you gotta be married. So it's like a plan affair. So when I look at it now and I think about it, I be like, man, I thank God that I ain't got nobody. Because I gotta be with somebody that actually have emotions in it. But I was still kind of getting in my emotions about the people who were so-called coming out a while back, which I don't know what that was about. But I got over that though because of thanks to that flame. I got over that real quick. But anyway, now I'm just sitting here observing. I was like, well, maybe it's maybe it's inheritance. Like, maybe this thing got like structural formats around it. And then it's like the other females that supposed to got caught up. They get caught up, and then they got these beaches. They got all this stuff, bro. And wait, and the noise. It's like they hold. You gotta think, if you holding yourself for somebody, if you fold, you get what I'm saying? So it's like the noise. It's amazing. Bunch of children playing games. It's a grown man game, That's probably why I'd be like 50 years old. 50 years something, whatever. And, it take that long, regardless to even grow up and evolve. If you lucky in your early 40s, mid 40s, but they out here cutting grass. Weather awful. The weather bad. They out here cutting grass, doing lawn care. Come on, man. But anyway, so it's like I'm just sitting here observing. Cause I'm planning on going to work the first of the year. But it's all depending on if God let me go or whatever. Cause it's interesting, it's intriguing, but it's kind of getting boring now. Then I be hearing about parents don't want nobody to do this. You can't tell nobody what not to do. We grown. It's like parents trying to be providers when they are the one that need a provider. You know what I'm saying? They are the ones that's bad, but I ain't gonna get into all that. They the one that need a provider though. I'm not gonna get into that. But so anyway, let's go back to this inherited thing. So it's like this inherited, it's like these structural plans around it. So I go back to my grandparents. I was like, if my grandparents went through this explains it. Because they had this relationship, like, it got to the point, like, we got to deal with each other. Like, they loved each other, and they were flames. They really loved each other. But it was like, something happened. And if they had to go through this, something happened. Where they had to tolerate as they was coming together. I had a dream a long time ago, about a couple months ago. It was the craziest dream. And when I tell y'all this dream, y'all gonna be like, that dream was crazy. And it was like a dream. I was thinking about that little clock looking thing they found in the ocean. That little with covered in seaweed and it's got all this green stuff on, like it's been in the water for a long time, it's rusty and all that. But it was made back in ancient times. I was thinking about that thing for some reason. And it's like a clock. It's like the hands of that thing ain't on there. And that thing need hands on it, right? So that clock is like, I was thinking about that thing as in that thing was a celestial star clock. I just seen it, bro. Let me see if I can go to it, y'all. I just seen it. I know y'all like, what you doing? Yeah, I like to do stuff like that. You get into this when you finally get over your temptation. There you go. This thing right here. So, that thing right there. So, if y'all saw it. So it's like this thing is a star thing, right? It's a star thing. And this thing, I was dreaming this. It lines up with flames. It got hands on it. The hands is not on that thing. And there's a woman and a man. And it shows on the clock how they gotta line up to come together. And that's the purpose of this device. And what I mean by that is, okay, it's like a clock. Imagine a woman and a man on different sides, and they flames. Or twin flame, whatever. What's the difference between flame, twins, and soulmate? The infrastructure is the difference. A flame is built, a flame with a flame, they built uniquely different, formidable, if that's the word. They very, it's like they perfect for each other, basically. They it's like, it ain't even by each other. They just directly cut from the same cloth, which the twins and soulmates are too. But the flames have more goodies inside of them. And that's why, like, if a flame burn their bridge and they go to a twin, they easy. When they cut the cords from a flame, now this is assumptions. When they cut the cords from the flames come around and say don't say that. It might not be a song. It might be true. I just ain't had enough time to look into I ain't had enough time to look into and observe this like I properly wanted to. But anyway, so the Flames, uh, I keep hearing that too. This white racist thing. They don't want nobody of my name. It ain't got nothing to do with it. It's money. It's money. It's like too many people living off that inheritance. That's just all it is. They're making up all this crazy stuff when we all just need to grow past it, get over it, because it's bringing more turmoil than it is. Yeah. Oh, I'm good. I don't even want one. I thought you cooked some yesterday. I was wondering what you did with them. Anyway, so I was figuring out what I'm thinking here. Okay, yeah. It's like the Flame is built, the infrastructure is built. It's like she's an upgrade, an advanced version of the twins and the soulmates. So if the Flame don't want y'all, they sacrifice you. Like in my case, they could take the cores from this Flame, put it on a twin, and that would advance that twin to Flame status. Thank you, Casper. That would advance that Flame, twin to Flame status. Same thing with a soulmate if it goes down that line. So when you look at it like that, it can be more twins and more flames. Yeah, definitely. Now, if you happen to get in a relationship with a twin or a flame, and they just, you get into one relationship with them and you in it for 30 years, 40 years, and you decide to separate, then you can easily get 40 years out of the other one. Let's say you get with a twin, y'all might be together for 40 years, 50 years, and you decide to separate. Well, you find that flame, it'll finish you on off, same, likewise, vice versa. All right, now let's get back to this clock deal. So that's why I explained it. So the devastating thing would be what? How to find a flame. So, or a twin. How would you find flames of twins and soulmates? I would like to guess through the star system. And they will have to evolve. You can tell by their stars if they are evolved enough and ready to actually get into a marriage relationship. So they probably built a device like this. Now this I'm guessing. They probably built a device like this to find these lovers. And just imagine it though. It's a woman on one end, it's a male on the other end, and they gotta line up like a clock hands. And when they line up, they can come together because they done sold their royal oats. They finally tired of it's like, I had a woman tell me one time, there was I don't know what she was. She probably was, I always come around. It's always witchy, warlock, some kind of demon, monster, angels. It'd be all kind of people. That's what I call it. It'd be regular humans, but it's just the way they move, the way they act. It's just, and what they ask and how they talk, and I be like, this ain't normal, Why you want that kind of information? I bad about writing them off. Well, I'm gonna put you in the demon category and watch you, feed you a long spoon, something like that. It's something simple. It ain't as extreme as you may think it is. But so when you're looking at this clock, issue, you're looking at it like, and that's where I'm at. I ain't looking at stars, nothing like that, but I can see it in myself spiritually. And I guess I know it's God. It gotta be God. It's God's source, it's God's light. I'm connecting more and more with God. It's like God got me to the point where I seen God one time. I ain't gonna say it. I'm gonna just say you put this on the anime. When I seen God, I seen a woman, one of God's women, holding a baby. This baby was evil, bro. It was evil. It was a strong, dark baby. Let's just put it that way. And the baby already done been to Earth a few times. So it's like even when you go back on the other side, God itself can see sin on you. And it's like God looked at the baby like, what is that? We was animated, all right? What is that? The girl, the woman trying to answer. God, like, what is that? What is that? You know what I'm saying? So that's like God can see sin, like no matter what, no matter how we try to dress it up, whatever, He can see sin on us through our aura somehow. So, so it's like now that I'm connecting more and more with God, it's like God got something where I don't get physically attached to nobody until they actually move like they talking like they want to move and actually serious about it. The thing is, when you come into this energy, playing around in this energy, them chains gonna look for you. And them chains gonna look for you to bind you to whatever you keep double dutching in. And you running from them chains. And so you'll start running from them chains and you won't you'll start running from them chains and you won't when you start running from them chains, you won't you won't never make it to me. You won't never make it to me because you'll be too busy running towards your sin and running from your sin. So I'm saying, see how it works. You become bind because you mess with God energy. You can't mess with God energy. It'll stick you to one of them floats. So you gotta be serious for one. So like I said, just imagine if you got these two things. A woman that they probably had a hard time. It would be nice to have a clock to find your twin or your flame. You just think about that. It'd be nice to have a clock with your flame or your twin on. Very nice. So uh the woman was like, uh let's say the man, like the woman came to me, this witchy woman came to me years ago. She said, a woman gonna look for you. No, man, no, let me take that back. Let me take that back. An angel told me that. An angel might have told me that. I remember saying on Facebook, I'm sorry, I'll take that back. They were like, there's a woman that's following you. They looking for their lover through the stars, the galaxy. And they find you, but you're not ready yet. And at that time, when they told me, I was still of the world. And when they were talking about me, as she was looking, I was still of the world. And they were like, I was like, how can she tell that I wasn't ready yet? And they were saying something about the star. They found my star, and they could tell something about the way my star shine or something, that I was still of the world. So she literally waiting. And as she waiting, she traveling the world to find this man. She's traveling the world to find her man. Because she found him through the star, but then she traveling the world to find her man. And she's being followed and stalked by these other women, which I found out later could be possibly soulmates of ours. You know what I'm saying? But these women don't know that. They just attacking this girl. This girl know how to find good men, and they go behind her and find these good men, sacrifice them or something like that. You know, I'm all in the sacrifice thing these days because these women just, there's so many of them that did this and that got away with it. I'm like, everybody, you know, men got it too, but I deal with women. And I'm saying, I'm like, there's so many of them, you be like, if God don't bring your lover, you might not have no lover, period. So, in a way, uh, so it would be good to have a clock. You know, it's like you find this clock through the stars. You find the star. You find the person through the stars, and the clock somehow read it off the stars. And the hand keep going around, but it keep missing each other, and you can't go to this person or meet up with this person to that line up with each other. And somehow it works. It's like moon. It's like moon cycles. It works. But anyway, God was like, this particular woman, I don't know this woman though. I never met this woman, I don't think. There's a woman I haven't met that's not of social media or none of that. If everything else fails, God gonna bring that particular woman to me personally. God itself is gonna orchestrate that relationship. But I don't know if I'm gonna even make it to that. God said I ain't supposed to even make it to that one. But if I did, this woman's face is blurred out. Even when I went to heaven, had that experience. Her face was blurred out, but she was stronger than all the rest of them. And she ain't even here to play no game. She here to do one thing. Cause see, it's babies that gotta be born, and they gotta be born by certain chosen ones. And these babies, I know what kind of babies they are, but I'm not gonna say. And I think each chosen ones have a child to that in that nature. Cause it's gonna be dark babies and light babies born within it, and that don't mean they evil. It just mean they basically like um, vessels of God that gotta be here. Like they vessels of angels, vessels of certain beings that gotta be on earth to make sure it's almost like I hate to say this, but it's almost like a spiritual justice thing to keep the physical justice intact. Something like that. But I could be wrong. I don't know. But that'd be kind of cool to have that right there, and you line them up, and then you know each other. You just gotta wait on each other to evolve to actually get into a relationship, and that's what I'm saying, bro. Like, so in this test, this whatever this inheritance is, my grandparent relationship, it was almost like they seen the worst out of each other. That's what I'm trying to say. And they got married. Oh well, thank you, Casper. Y'all heard Casper. They seen the worst in each other, and they got married. Because they didn't argue, they didn't fuss, they talked to junk though. Like they would junk each other. I'd say some of the most harshest stuff. But they, I don't know if it was too hard, but I know my grandma and them were hard with their mom. My grandparents were, and they would hurt your feelings. So sure they didn't have a problem doing it to each other. They didn't. They wasn't aggressive. They wasn't none of that. It was just funny. It was like just watching two comedians marry each other. That's how it was. And it's like they seen the worst out of each other, and somehow that built a solid foundation. To me, it built a solid foundation, or they knew of the worst of each other. Before, I mean, they knew it almost as if they seen it, so they knew, and the love was there. They loved each other. It's just like an understanding that's so overwhelmingly noticeable and different. I ain't never seen it before. I ain't never seen no other relationship. And I always told my grandma, I always used to say, I want a woman like you. And she wouldn't even say nothing. She thought I was crazy. But now that I'm understanding this situation, probably what she knew I was too young to know exactly what was going on, bro. And by the time I came in the picture, they was over all that stuff. They were done with that old lifestyle of theirs. But I'm enjoying this, and now it's interesting, bro. It's all interesting because I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. When I started building a relationship with God, my last thorn in my flesh was that brought me closer to God, because I got this overwhelming feeling when I did something against God that hurt me to the core. And I thought it was because I had to alleviate all the external temptation that I had in my life to realize that, in other words, saying, let's say I was fixing myself for a lover, fixing myself for my child, fixing myself for my family, fixing myself for my friend. I had to get rid of all that. I had to get rid of all that. And it was like when I got rid of all that, I started fixing myself for God, not for myself, for God. And when I did that, it's like that ego that you have, that conscience that you have, when you sleep around your husbands or wives and stuff like that, and you feel guilty, you try to hide it, but you can't hide it. It shows. You probably might got somebody humble enough not to even react to it, but it shows. Regardless, it shows. And so in a way, that's a guilty conscience. That's what's showing on you, the guilty conscience. But when I separated myself from all that, when I got myself out of all that, I started having this. I realized I was like, 'cause I was trying to do that. I was doing that as an adolescent. I was doing that to get rid of the conscience, so I can continue doing what I was doing in peace. And that's when I realized, that's when I started learning about a seared heart and an unseared heart. So it was like I was trying to get rid of something that was actually the voice of God. I'm calling it ego, I'm calling it conscience, all it was actually the voice of God. Because why would it bother me when I do something, when I defile myself? So I started pulling it in and out. I was like, wait a minute. That means God is here somewhere. At that time, I'm still thinking God is external. That means God is here somewhere. Where you at, God? You see me? I know you see me. And it took a minute to realize, wait a minute. God is inside of us. So I put this thorn back in my flesh. And here I go again. It's not it's enjoyable for the moment, but it's not it's not a peaceful enjoyment. So at this time I know how to build. By this time I know how to build, I know how to create. I know how to keep myself busy and not be of the world. So I ain't got no business doing it anyway. I already got something to transmute the energy to. Why I'm not doing it? So I'm sitting here testing this theory out. So I pull it out and put it back in, pull it out and put it back in. And I realize it's just pulling me closer and closer to God. Because at this point, God knows that I'm searching for God diligently, because I done got rid of all my external temptation. I done got rid of all the things that influenced me to do things. And I done made solely my purpose was to get close to God at this point. So at this point, I know it's God. And so that's what I did, y'all. I let that be that. That's what got me to start getting me close to God. I started that 10, 15 years ago again. I started doing it, but it was slow because a lot of stuff that I wanted to get rid of, I didn't feel like I had to get rid of it. And that's what I had to overcome. I had to overcome the fact that even I felt I had it out of moderation. I didn't feel like it was bad. Everybody done it really. It was norm. But it still wasn't of God. It still wasn't of God. Because we come here to be disciplined, learn to be disciplined. So it still wasn't of God. So I just slowly started willing myself in and acknowledging the good that I'm getting from that. And when it get to this point, you don't see it in the physical. You see it in karma. You see it in energy. You just see it in frequency. You see it in creativity. You don't really see it in the physical though. And maybe you're supposed to, but in my situation, you don't see it in the physical. Yeah. So it's like, I guess this was a bit much, y'all. I'm gonna let it go. Now, hopefully y'all understand what I'm trying to tell y'all though. But that's what brought me closer to God. But anyway, like I said, to that twin, that flame thing, like I said, the girl that was looking for me, that was a dream. I don't know if that's gonna come true either. But it was like a woman that was looking for me, or encounter. But a woman, she was looking for me, and she found me through the stars, but I was never ready. And then she had these women following her, and these women was wicked, bro. Like, these women was seen to be on the level with her, but they wasn't. And somehow the popularity, just like it is today, the popularity was on the bad girl side. And that girl, even though she was more popular than them, really, she would look at them like they was popular than her. Just a little friend. You don't have all that. See, it's another thing you gotta get over. That's what I explained. That's why I was explaining it. That's another thing you gotta get over. Once you get with your family, you're gonna have to learn. That's why I say, bro, y'all gotta be one-on-one with God first. Get to know yourself, be whole with yourself, and calm yourself down. You're gonna be enticed. It's gonna be things pop up that's gonna tease you and influence you and, test you. And they're gonna keep coming. As long as it mess with you, it's gonna keep coming. As long as it mess with you internally, even if you walk away from it and you think about it for a while, it's gonna keep coming. It's gonna keep coming until you numb to it or you hollow to it in a healthy way. And you're gonna eventually tell them, like I did, don't show me that no more. You know, don't come over here talking like that no more. I don't want to hear that. You know, y'all got that going on. Do it to yourself, and eventually they leave. And that's when I started noticing negative energy and the positive energy. And they just test. They just program no matter how close I thought we were. Some of these people I grew up with. And I just realized at this point they were programmed there to keep me down. So you gotta ask yourself, why is something like that in motion? Why is that even like that if it wasn't a heaven to go to? If it wasn't a higher plane to go to? Why is these kind of tests here? This whole planet to me is the matrix system. So why is it that we all in this, the Ouroboros program? What is I ain't talking about the little matrix that they got me in within a matrix. I'm talking about us overall. Why are these tests here? The little matrix show you the bigger matrix. Easy. Because whoever put me in this inheritance program, whether it's good or bad, it obviously show a person like me who's over it. And I can just look at y'all life and tell that y'all in the matrix too. So it's a matrix within a matrix. So we not free. This ain't heaven. It ain't here. You know, you might got floats here to take you there, but this ain't heaven. We want to go to heaven. It don't matter if heaven in the earth is another realm inside the earth, in the air, under the earth. It don't matter what it's at. That's irrelevant. We just know we need to get there. Because ain't no way that it ain't no way we just here to live like this. This ain't life. This ain't living. This ain't living at all. This is prison. You know, this is a prison. This is a boot camp to discipline gods. You might well say, because we all one body of God. You tap into your higher self, you tapping in God mode, then you really tapped into God. See what I'm saying? That's how this is, bro. That's how it is, y'all. It make more sense like this. I like it like this. That's why I say I hate to go to work. I just need to go to work so I can get away from the atmosphere a little bit. But I like it like this. Understanding like this is beautiful. This is beautiful. But anyway, I hope that helps somebody. I hope that helps somebody. I don't even know why I explain that. I want to explain that clock though. That would be nice to have a clock like that. Man, we can wear watches again. Where my flame at? What a twig at it. Let's see how she doing. Oh, she ain't doing good. She at such a house. She over there making noises. She ain't ready yet. You know, you got two hands. You got it's like a triple hand thing. You see one side of the clock, it show a hand when you're lined up. You see the back end of the clock, it show the hand where you're not lined up. And then it show the person she lined up with, like another star within a star. That'll be a fire-ass watch now. I'm telling y'all, bro. Y'all better get on it. Y'all go ahead and make that. I'd like to see that. Anyway, peace and love out there.